Hi guys, Mrs. Cleary here again for section 2.2 for chapter 2 in our textbook. So if you will open to page 22 so you can read along with me. All right, so I have the page scanned in. So first let's look at some of the pictures and some of the, I'm drawing a blank on the word, captions for the pictures. So let's see. One of our vocab words that we're going to see on this page is goddesses. And the definition are female spirits who control parts of the world. And you'll see it in there, so we'll read about it. So let me turn this off and actually show you. Mrs. K. Kelly made an awesome slideshow for chapter 2. And so here's a couple pictures of a few depictions. So a few people's ideas of what the Native American goddesses looked like. All right, so let's hop back to our page, scroll down a bit. Wow, look at that picture. First thing I notice is their dress and their hair. It is so different and so unique and really beautiful in the coolest way. All right, so let's read this caption right down here for this picture. Hopi women gather at a watering hole in the dry southwestern desert. The Hopi believe the earth was created by goddesses. So that is why goddesses is our vocab word for this page. And you see they're at a watering hole, they're sitting on the side, and these are their jugs that they're filling. And the Hopi are an Indian tribe, a Native American tribe, and that's what they call themselves. So let's read about them and find out what's going on. Okay, storytelling. Native American origin stories. Storytelling has always been important to Native Americans. Native Americans told stories to entertain one another and to teach about their beliefs and ways of life. Some of these stories, called origin stories, tell how the earth and its people came to be. Here is an origin story from the Hopis. And again, that's these people right here. Here's a group of women from the Hopi clan culture. This group of Native Americans lived in the Southwest in what is now the state of Arizona. So let's hop back down. All right, this is the Hopi origin story. In the beginning, the earth was covered with water. There were no animals or birds. Only spirits, gods, and goddesses lived inside the dark earth. One day, the goddesses of the East and West decided to create a living creature. They made a bird from clay. The bird flew all around the earth, but could find no other life. Seeing how lonesome the bird was, the goddesses made humans to keep it company. At first, the people lived happily inside the earth. After a while, however, the rains stopped and the crops failed. If you have no rain, you can't grow any crops, right? People began to argue with one another. The worried chiefs decided the people needed to leave the earth's dark inside. One leader found a ladder that led to a hole in the earth's crust. The chiefs guided their people up the ladder to the earth's surface. Once there, the people did not know where they should settle, so each chief set out in a different direction with his followers. They traveled east, west, north, and south until they found good land upon which they could grow crops and build villages. This is how it all began for the Hopis. So that is their origin story on how they came to be and how they were created and how their way of life was born and the things that they ended up having to do. And then we talked about in the last unit, the 4 environments that they traveled and settled in and how that changed their way of life and how they had to adapt. So this origin story tells us why they had those 4 areas or those 4 environments, because there were 4 different Indian chiefs. And when they traveled from inside the earth's core to the earth's surface, they spread out on all 4 cardinal directions, which is one of your vocab words from last chapter. And they had to adapt to all the different environments. That's an amazing story. I love learning about this. So that's where we're going to, that's what we're going to be reading about for today. So that's section 2.2.